I forgot to start recording. Yeah, so have the topic static website and dynamic website, so highlight that, right? And under the static website subheading, yeah, so the very first line, it's better you write the very first line, right? And let me see. Yes, and omit the next sentence and copy the rest of that paragraph, right? So their structure and content are designed using HTML code. So if you're highlighting it, just highlight it, right? So yeah, other than that, yeah, you better copy down this as well. Up to this point. Right, and regarding the dynamic websites, have the heading and yeah, it's better you copy down the first paragraph with the example, right? So first paragraph with the example, copy that down. Yeah. Yes, I was thinking whether I can omit anything from this particular paragraph, but it's important. So it's better you copy this down as well. The second, so the first para and the second para. Right. Yeah, you just go through the picture. You don't need to draw it onto your book, right? So let's move to the CMS, right? Content management system. So CMS is basically about like making the dynamic websites. So CMS is given to do the dynamic websites because there is a server interaction part when it comes to the user, so which have to be like maintained carefully. And again, when it is like designing, it is going to like take you more time to create something like that if you're going to do it manually or like hard code it from the scratch, right? So that particular things will consume much more time than when you are using a CMS. So CMS is allowing you to have that interaction or have that coding by saving the time for the coding, right? So there are many kinds of CMS, and it is integrated with this PHP, JavaScript, There are other languages called CSS, right? Those kind of things. They have their support to the CMS always, and the one who are designing it should only have the knowledge about how these things are being handled, but the effort, the what you call the coding effort is going to be very much lower when you're doing the things with CMS, right? So there are many different content management systems like Joomla, Moodle, and there are many WordPress kind of things, right? So the only thing that it does is giving the facility to create a dynamic website with the bundle of softwares, right? So as you can see in the paragraphs, and it says in the last paragraph, the creativity of designing is limited to certain range if various audiovisual information is entered to the website using templates and wizard provided by the softwares. All the websites that are designed in this way will be monotonous. This weakness can be largely avoided by changing relevant codes if you possesses a sound knowledge of computer languages such as HTML, PHP, JavaScript, and CSS and SQL and all these things. So like what they are telling is this CMS is providing you particular templates, right? So whenever who is designing with it is going to work with that template, right? So like if I create a one and if you create a one, both our websites are going to be like something very similar because it's look alike, because you and me both using the same template, right? So to get differ from that, we have many different templates, right? So we can use, or else we have to use this HTML, PHP, JavaScript, CSS languages and the knowledge to change our appearance of the our particular website. Otherwise, like it's going to be a weakness or disadvantage because like if you create a website using a CMS, though everything is going to be like looks alike, only the contents are going to be changed. But there are many different ways to make it or to show it as a different one, right? So as it says, there are open source CMSs like Joomla, WordPress, Drupal, right? There are many different things. Now here, they are talking about the Joomla software, right? So I have now here they are just telling you to create a website in your computer uh, and feel it as a hosted one, right? So to feel it as a hosted one, you have to install these kind of softwares to your computer, right? එතකොට අපි කරන්නේ computer එකේ මේ කියන softwares ටික install කරලා අපි server එකක host කරලා වැඩ කරනවා වගේ feeling එකක් දෙන එක. Like it's not hosting actually, right? So in these cases, ළමයි තප්පරයක් දෙන්න. Yeah. Hi. Now the first step that they have said is you have to install these kind of softwares like Apache, which is act as a server, right? And PHP, where we the language that we are using to do the server side programming, we say, right? And MySQL, which is the language which used to interact uh, with the database, right? So you like අපි පොඩ්ඩක් ඔක ගැන කතා කරා DBMS පාඩම කරනකොට, right? Not much, but we talk about it, right? About the SQL. So MySQL is a program which allows you to work with SQL language, where it help you to interact with the database, right? Okay, so like instead of installing these kind of software separately, we can install these kind of a server which is called the WAMP server, XAMPP server, and there are many different servers as well. These two are the popular ones. So these things, these are open source as well. So once you install the one of these things, right, it allows you to like it's installing all these three languages and all these three facilities, like plus extra facilities into your computer. So you don't need to have the problem of installing these softwares one by one, right? So you can either install WAMP or XAMPP, we say, right? So the web addresses are given. I'm not going to install it over here. And instead of that, I'm going to show you my own website. I think I have shown you the back end of my website. නේද අපි කතා කරනකොට අර hosting process එක ගැන කතා කරනකොට මම පෙන්නුවා එක දවසක්. As I remember, right? I'll show it to you again. And the step 2, they say, download Joomla software for www.joomla.org website and install it into your computer. Yeah, it's kind of a lengthy process, right? So it will take time, right? Here, just let's just go through the things and let's refer it with my software, right? And you have to like once you install the Joomla, you can prepare a template according to your desire, right? Then you can build up a thing and see how the things are going to happen, right? So I think I have shown you the back end of my website, which is done by Joomla, right? So I'll go through it again for you to get remember. So for the moment, I'm stopping sharing because I have to give my username and passwords. Okay, so now this is the back end of the Joomla. So when you are installing Joomla to your computer, it's going to give you the very same interface, right? And it is having different kinds of menus, right? So we basically work with the menu item called menus, right? And the content specifically with these articles. And when it comes to the extensions, in most of the cases, we are working with plugins. Now, I'll tell you about what are these three things. This is not a must to your all-over examination, but I'm just giving you the knowledge, right? So when I'm creating web pages here, we can't just create a web page. We have to go with something called articles, right? So in my website, like there are several different articles, right? Now, if I have my website right over here, so the home page is referred with, or like is connected with an article called home, right? So this is the home page that I was creating, right? Yeah, so this is the editing place. So it's in other words, it's like Joomla is giving us the facility to create this thing like we are creating things in a web authoring tool, right? Or composer will be create karawage, right? It allows us to create things, right? So this is the timetable, and I have named it as home, and I have linked it to the home page of mine. So මෙතන්ට link වෙනකොට like just by creating the home page will not show it on your website, right? So for that you have to use a menu, right? දැන් මම මේ article එක මෙතන create කරලා home කියන article එක මෙතන create කරලා then I'm going to show you the menus as well. Where I have this, there are two types of menus in my website. For the moment, I'm using this main menu. So when I click this main menu, you can see the menu items. See, these are the menu items. So it's the very same name that I have given. It is for my convenience, right? So I have to like take this particular article and fix it to a menu to show on my website. මොකද මේ menu item එක menu එක click කරාම තියෙන items තමයි මේ load වෙන්නේ. Now if I say ICT lessons, if I click on GIT, එතකොට menu item එකට අදාළ ටික තමයි ඔතන generate වෙන්නේ. right? ඒක ඔතන පෙන්නන්නේ. So I have to create the article and I have to fix it or like attach it with the particular menu item. Then only we can like scroll through the things or the menu items. So once we click that particular menu item, so you will be able to see it, right? So when you know the game, it's very simple, right? And I'm not saying it is that simple, but when you know the things, you can go for it. Like the lesson recordings so this is the lesson recording menu item, and these are the lesson recording sub menu items, right? Again, among with the lesson recording කියන එක තමයි මගේ main menu item එක. These are the sub menu items, right? So I have created those sub menu items, and I'll go into a menu item and show you. So here I'm in the menu items. These are the menu items. So I'm going to the Star Labs recording menu item. Yeah. So here there are not much things to code and create those things. Those are done in the articles, right? Now you can see there is an article called for Star Lab students, right? So if I click and open it, you can see my page inside it, right? මෙතන තමයි මම videos ටික upload කරන page එක හදලා තියෙන්නේ, right? So I'll show you the coding and you can see how easy. So this is the coding, right? Take a sahana complex coding ekak. But with this web authoring tool, I am able to create it very simply. Like මට තියෙන්නේ පොඩි පොඩි links ටිකක් ගෙනල්ලා connect කරන එක විතරයි. Right? So in the menu editor, I have set it this particular menu item. ඒ කියන්නේ මම දැන් මේ ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ lesson recording වල Star Labs recording කියන menu item එකට මෙතන. ඒතර මම කියලා තියෙනවා it's using single article and the article name is for Star Lab students. So that particular article is this article for Star Lab students. ඒක තමයි මෙයාගේ article name එක. ඒතර මම article එක හදලා, so I'm saying just take it right over here. Right? So it will be generating these links and all these things, and there are some settings that I have to change right over here as well. So once we save it, so it is published, right? So then you can see it right over here. So that is how the what you call CMS, content management system, is working, right? So that's a simple thing, or like the simple instructions regarding this. So you can explore it and you can go with this with these simple steps. Now here they have given a summarized step, right? And you can have the same experience just by using your computer without hosting any website in any hosting space, and have this experience, right? So for the moment, I'm not going to go through it. It is not a compulsory thing, right? So you just explore it and see how the things are going to happen. So next, I'm going to jump to the roles related to the web designing. So there are many people like authors, editors, publishers, administrators, and users. So authors are the people who are designing the interfaces, and editors, they write codes, check errors, rectify those. So like when it comes to a simple website, like every role is like taken out or like act by one single person. But when it comes to a massive one, so like something like social media websites, there are different authors, there are different editors, and there are different publishers, because they have many things to do, right? And publishers are the fulfill tasks related to the publishing of the website. So publishing means like now without publishing it, the public won't be able to see that. Right? Now if you go to the this particular website again, so you can see now here, yeah, මෙන්න මෙතන මේ හරියක් වැටලා තියෙන්නේ, the correction mark. It says when I'm moving my mouse pointer there, so it says publish and is current start on this particular date. So it is been published. මෙතන මේ තියෙන මේ මම cross එකක් දාලා තියෙනවා. එතනින් කියලා තියෙන්නේ publish කරන්න එපා කියන. Right? ඒක කියලා තියෙනවා first time publish කරපු detail ටික දෙනවා එතනට ගියාම, but indicating the incorrect sign or the cross, it says it is not been published. Right? මම video lesson කියන එක publish කරලා නැහැ. video lesson කියන එක publish කරොත් ආයි අපිට බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙයාව මම connect කරලා නැහැ තාම කොහෙටවත්. So that particular one, once it connect to the main menu, we will be able to see that, right? මොකද මම කලින් මේ recordings තියාගත්තේ එක තැනක video lessons කියලා. So later I've changed that, so I inactivate. So likewise, the publish item, you won't be able to see that. I'll go through the menu and show you something once what happens when you publish and unpublish it. So now see, this EB exam answer menu item is not being published, right? So it is not in my website, right? So if I simply click on it, click on this, right? So it will refresh it and it says one menu item published. So if you go there and see, so the EB exam answers now are being published, right? So if I go to the Star Labs and give a refresh, so you will be able to see EB exam answers. See, so it was not here previously. So now it is there, right? So likewise, I can maintain my website. So I'm going to unpublish this again. So you won't be able to see that. Yeah, it is having a server problem when we are doing the changes. So we go and reload it again. So you won't be found any EB exam menu item in here. Okay, so people, is it clear for you so far? Just give me a confirmation. Right, great. Okay, so we were here in the role. So publisher has that kind of task, and when it comes to a complex website, so there will be many different publishing work and the unpublishing work, and there are many related tasks regarding the publishing, right? And when it comes to the administrator, they fulfill the maintenance task related to the web server and the database, so which is a very highly responsible work, right? And user, in other words, that's us, we simply use the website, right? So publication of the website, we have talked about this previously, so I'm going to walk through very quickly, right? So these are the components we need to publish our website, which is a web designing software, the web host, domain name, file transfer protocol, where to transfer the things which we have designed in our computer, and an internet connection. So we were talking about the web designing softwares previously, like all the lesson is about the web designing softwares. So they have told you about the web host, right? So now before I move into this, I want you to I want to highlight the things regarding this CMS. So it's better you have the topic which is called content management system, and yeah, what are the things we are going to write down? Yeah, copy the very first line, which defines what a CMS is. Yeah, and the first sentence of the second paragraph as well. And this, the last line of the third paragraph. Last two lines, actually. All the websites that are designed in this way will be monotonous. Monotonous can එක වගේ කියන එක. Right? එකම පෙනුම තියෙන කියන එක. Yes, and the examples as well, right? Yeah, so then after, you don't need to write down these steps, right? And regarding roles related to the websites, yeah, just have the topic and these five uh, user types, or like the five roles, right? That's all. You don't need to go for the paragraph, right? Just write those roles. Right, let's quickly run through this. A web designing software, we have discussed many web designing softwares previously. So the web host. So web host is the place or the server or the computer which allowing us the services of hosting, right? So it is designed website, sure, like as it says, the designed website should be hosted in a place where any person can access at any time from any place through internet, right? So such service providing computers are called web hosts, right? So as I told you, like our computer like by itself cannot be a web host, because to do that there are several different like qualities or like qualifications uh, to be there with your computer, right? So which is not very easy for us to maintain. So we can refer or use a third party hosting service to have our website hosted on their particular place, and like maintaining it by placing on that particular place. දැන් මම මගේ වෙබ්සයිට් එක මේන්ටේන් කරන්නේත් එහෙමයි. මගේ එක මම සර්වර් ස්පේසස් රෙන්ට් කරන තැනක තියලා, ඒතර එතනට තමයි ලෝකෙ ඉන්න හැමෝම එන්නේ, even myself. So මම සර්වර් එක පැත්තෙන්, ඒ කියන්නේ හරියට ගෙදරක පිටිපස්ස දොරෙන් මම ඇතුළට ගිහිල්ලා ගේ ඇතුළ හදනවා මගේ වෙබ්සයිට් එක බලන කට්ටිය මගේ ඉස්සරහ දොරෙන් ඇවිල්ලා, like එක තමයි අපි client side එක කියලා කියන්නේ. So the web browser is the front door or the front end. So use කරන කට්ටිය front end එකෙන් ඇවිල්ලා ඒක refer කරනවා, මම back end එකෙන් ගිහිල්ලා ඒක maintain කරනවා, right? But it's not a place which is owned by me. I just rent that place and I'm paying a rental to have my website on that particular place. It's a annual thing. So for my website, it's 3 to 4,000 per year. So comparatively, it's very simple, right? And for the domain name, again, I have to pay annually, right? So this is the place where our website is going to keep, right? And the domain name is the name or the address that we are providing to the entire world to get to know about our website, right? Then my website again, go to startups.lk. So that's my domain name. And again, that particular domain name cannot be like given by me. I have to purchase it from a domain name provider, right? So there are many different domain name providers, as it shows in your book, like godaddy.com, bluehost, nic.lk, register.lk. Like there are many, right? So when you are reaching that kind of a place, they will allow you to choose a website. Like I remember I have shown this to you previously, but I'm showing it again. So I will go register.lk, which is a domain service provider. So it gives you like it gives you the domain and the hosting providing as well, right? Both are there, right? So the prices are given here. See, for .com one, it's 1,700. There are like many different ways of having it, like .com plus plus, WP plus plus. There are like many different packages, right? So we have to like pay for that kind of a thing. So see, .lk1, right? There are many. So like before we choose a domain name, we have to search for the domain name, whether that is available or not. Now, if someone comes there and search the starlabs.lk, they say it is being taken, right? So sometimes it suggests it is being taken. You can use this kind of ones. So see, it says starlabs.lk, sorry, this domain is taken. Try another. Right, so my particular domain is a unique name. It is not being given to or duplicated to any other anyone else, right? So likewise, you can search like domains that you need. Right now, if I type my name right over here, that particular domain may available, right? Yeah, so I can create something like yugantalaktaru.com, right? So if you go with your names as well, you can find that domain, so you can purchase that, right? So if we suggest something, අපි top level domain එකක් අපි URL එක ගැන කතා කරනකොට කතා කරා .lk කියලා අරගත්තොත් එයාට අපි කියනවා top level domain එක කියලා, like .com .lk and all these things are called top level domains. So you can ask it with a specified top level domain. But remember, not every domain provider is providing all the top level domains. දැන් මෙතන තාම පස්සේ මෙයා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට දෙන්නේ .com and .lk දේවල්, right? So like මෙතන තියෙනවා පහළ තව තියෙනවා නේද මේ .com .lk .co .net .xyz, like likewise there are many, right? It says we offer best price for more than 764 domain extensions. Yes, so like මෙතන පෙන්නලා තියෙනවා මොන විදිහටද domain name extensions තියෙන්නේ කියලා, but the most popular one is .com. .com means stand for commercial, right? It is the most popular one, and this .lk stands for Sri Lanka, right? So if you take .in, that is for India, and if you say .uk, that is for UK, right? So likewise, you can have the country-based top-level domains as well, right? So all these things can be taken from a domain name provider, right? Where it provide us the domain name, and most of the domain name providers are providing the hosting service as well. And sometimes they introduce it as a package, like if you choose us to host your website, we will be given the domain free of charge to you, right? එතකොට hosting space එක ගන්නකොට domain name එක free of charge like ගොඩක් වෙලාවට එක free of charge හම්බෙනවා කියලා කිව්වට ඇත්තටම server එකට තියෙන price එක ඇතුලේ domain එකට උන price එකක් දාලම තමයි ඒකට දෙන්නේ, but you may having some discounts. And there are some hosting services which are doing free hosting, like it is hosting without taking any money, but the facilities are very limited, right? There is a website called which I use, as I remember, it's 000 web host. Yes, it's 000 web host, right? So it is free web hosting, but again it says this is just for practicing people, right? ඒ කියන්නේ මේක පුරුදු වෙන්න. දැන් ඔයගලන්ට ඕන නම් ඔයගලන්ගේ වෙබ්සයිට් එකක් host කරන්න, so you can use this 000 web host, right? So ඒකේ account එකක් හදලා then after you can start hosting, right? හැබැයි මේකේ තියෙන facilities තමයි මේගොල්ලෝ මේ පෙන්නලා තියෙන්නේ, like for free web hosting it's one website, 300 MB disk space, limited bandwidth, and no email accounts and all these things. So you can have your own email account when you're hosting it, right? So for $0.99, like per month, $1 එකක් වගේ අඩු ගානකට. So you will be given these things. So it says website, 10 GB disk space, limited bandwidth again, one email account, 24/7, 365 support. So that means anytime you can contact the supports, and free domain is not available in here. But for this package, it's 1.89 per month, right? So likewise, it has these kind of things. So you can choose the host type that you need. Then you can host your website, right? It will be a little bit complex program when you are going to do this, but it's worth to give a shot. ඔළුවට එනවා මොන විදිහටද මේක කරගෙන යන්න කියලා, right? So first of all, you have to sign in for that. Then you have to proceed. Right. So those are the domain name providers. So yeah. So it says what are the things that we need to consider when we are like choosing a domain name, right? So it says it's appropriate to give a certain identification about the institute the website belongs to, or the objective of the preparing the website through the domain name, right? Again here, the mage ekimang starlabs.lk කියලා දාලා තියෙන it's my name of my institute, right? එතකොට personal website එකක් හදනවා නම් it's your name, right? අපි school එකට හදනවා නම් it's the school name that we are trying to use, right? So you can do like that. And about the top level domain. So top level domain, as I told you, like you can use .com. That is the it depends. It indicates commercial. Edu, this indicates education. Org, it indicates organization. .lk, it's indicate the government or the country that we are belongs to, or this website belongs to, right? So when you travel to the internet, you can see many different kind of things. Like so, this defines you the categories, the two categories of these top level domains. One part it says organizational hierarchy. The other part says the geographical hierarchy, right? So UK, FR, PE, LK, and all these things are the geographic hierarchy, and .com, edu, gov, milnet, org, and all these things are taken as the organizational hierarchy, right? Okay, so yeah, in the third and fourth point, it says if the domain name is short, it is easy for user to remember. Yes, දිග වුණොත් මතක තියාගන්න ටිකක් අමාරුයි, right? I always like getting into trouble when I'm trying to log into these government websites. Like it's always like take like education ministry it's like www.moe.gov.lk, right? ඒවා පැටලෙනවා ටිකක්, right? ඒ නිසා short form යනකින් lazy, right? And it is appropriate to include number lines in domain names. The reason for this is when the web address is read orally, it may not be communicated correctly to the listener, right? So මෙතන මේ පෙන්ලා තියෙන්නේ මේ කියන්නේ number එකක් දාන එක එච්චරම ගැලපෙන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක, right? දැන් කියන කෙනා my web 2 කියලා කිව්වම මේක අහන කෙනාට අහන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ my web කියන්නේ එයාට ඇහෙන්නේ my web 2 කියලා, but he will recognize it as my web tu to indicate 2, right? So it's better you careful when you are purchasing a domain name to have something without numbers, right? සමහර වෙලාවට numbers තියෙනවා අපිට දාන්න වෙනවා. But you have to choose something effective and something catchable, right? So file transfer protocol is to transfer the files, like when you are creating your files in your computer and when you are transferring that to the hosting place, you can use this kind of file transfer protocols, right? Which is like FileZilla and Smart FTPs, and there are many, right? This will help you to upload the things or they upload your website to your computer, right? And even when it comes to the hosting provider websites, they are also given this facility. Their own FTP is used to transfer the files between your computer and the website, right? So you can use the default one or you can use any third-party tool which will help you to like transfer your files in a very efficient manner to your host, right? So and the internet connection, so we know about this neither. In these days, this is the popular one among us, neither. So like there are many different internet service providers who provide you the internet connections. So in short form, we say them ISP, internet service providers. So there are many, starting from Sri Lankan Telecom, Lankabel, Mobitel, Dialog, Hutch, and name any of these telecommunication companies. They are acting as an internet service provider, and they are the people who are connecting us with the internet. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ device එකක් හරහා තමයි අපි connect වෙන්නේ. So we actually connect with the ISP, internet service provider, and internet service provider connect us to the internet, right? So those are the things that we need to host a website, right? I think we have discussed this particular thing, so I'm not going to discuss this again, right? So that sum up the lesson of HTML, the theory parts. The next one is the sixth lesson, which I'm not going to talk now. I'm going to do the I'm going to go to the MCQ parts of the 2014 paper, as I remember. Before I jumped into that, I need you to like highlight the things in here, right? So regarding publication of website under the web host, it's better you copy down these things. Yeah, take down the very first paragraph. It says what is a web host is. Yeah, and up to this, and I couldn't mention you if the institute is a large scale one, right? They can maintain their own web server, like when it comes to the Google maintain their own server, right? They are not hosting it in a third party place, right? Let me show you the Google server, right? And it's a huge one, right? Yeah, so these kind of things. Right, this is something you call a Google like a server room, right? So these are like connected in simple terms. these are like hard drives connected to each other, right? But not actually the hard drives that they are using. They are using a different technique. But all these things are containing the data, right? And sometimes it says it's very risky to have this all these data in a place like this, right? So with a third party, but there are billions of people who are using this, and they have their own cooling system inside this. They are like maintaining the temperature inside the server room up to a certain point, right? And this is a very highly secured place. Only the authorized personnel will be given the a chance to log into these places, right, or get into these places, right? So this is something like a very restricted area, right? මොකද hacker එක hacker කෙනෙකුට personally මෙතනට visit කරන්න පුළුවන් වුණොත් like එක hard එකකට එක තැනකට virus එකක් දාලා මුළු they can like erase entire database, so like they can affect the thing to the entire server, which will be a huge damage, right? So when it comes to the mass scale institutes, they use their own server, right? And yeah, as I told you, the very first copied on the very first paragraph, and these sentences from the second paragraph, and yeah, that will be enough. And regarding the domain name, yeah. Yeah, now I want you to write it on this manner. These things you should write first, and then start it from this particular point, ICANN, Internet Corporation for Assigned Name and Numbers, right? It is the one which allowing the world to have domain names. So start it from there, ICCNA, and goes until this place. That is going to be your second sentence. Second sentence means the things after this particular things, right? ඔය කොටස ලියලා ඊට පස්සේ ICANN කියන තැනින් පටන් අරගෙන ලියා ගන්න. Right? Yeah, and it's better you say registration should be renewed, paying an annual fee. That particular sentence. And things to consider when selecting a domain name. I'm not going to go through it, but I need you to write this particular thing. Like this particular diagram, right? Dot root and the organizational hierarchy and the geographical hierarchy, right? And it's better you say it like this: the top level domain names, right? You don't need to have the example word, and draw the diagram as well. Right, so yeah, regarding file transfer protocol, yes, yeah, you write it up to this point. That will be sufficient. Right, so please mark these things, right? So then when it comes to the internet connection, yeah, started from the second line. Internet connection is the medium which connects the user with the web host, and this one as well. Yeah, actually up to this point. Second එකෙන් පටන් අරගෙන මෙතනට එනකම් copy කරගන්න. Starting from the second line. And copy it down. And for the maintenance, yeah, regarding the maintenance, you write the maintenance of website and the very first sentence of the first point. Depending on the nature of the website, its content should be updated daily, weekly, or monthly. Right, and in second one, yeah, copy the entire second point. It's regarding the threats that a website can take, like from malwares. Yeah, as well as a third one. Right, so the first sentence, second point entirely, and the third point entirely. Right, and this particular diagram, it helps you to memorize the things. Right, so that sum up the lesson number 5. So we are left with to discuss the lesson number 6. And we have discussed some of these things, like especially when it comes to the malwares and all these things, and the health issues. So other things we are going to talk through, right? So let's see. Okay, so people, that sum up the lesson number 5, and we'll move to the to collect the question numbers in your question paper. So last time, as I yeah, so I think we have done with the 215 paper, neither people just confirm, did we done with the 215, or we just started? Hold on, it says I think we have done it, and we that is why we discussed the things near the last time. Is it the 2015? Sorry, Lalindi, I'm just mixing it up. Yes, we have done the 2016. Yes, entirely. It's the 2015 that we need to start. Yeah. Okay, people, send me the incorrect answers. I'm going to show you the marking scheme right over here. Hold on. All right. Here's the marking scheme, so you can mark it and send me the incorrect answers now. All right, Lanindi, I received yours. It's 3, 9, 13, 15, 20, 25, 31, and 33. Okay. How about the others? Oh, Himanadi, well done. It's only 13. Good. So 13 and 31. All right. Geetaka 20, 25, 37. 20, 25, and 37. Okay. So I got things from 4 of you. So who is left? Yeah, it's yeah, 3 of you. Duneli and Ama. Yeah. Okay, Duneli. Carry on. No problem. Right, Amma, I got yours. 2, 24, 20, 13. 2, 24, 20, 13. Okay. Right, Dunelli, I got yours. It's 2, 5, 8, 9, 13, 21, 22, 31, and 33. Okay. All right. So let's start. So we'll go through some of the questions, right? So we hope we will be able to finish it up by next week and go to the second paper as well. So wait until I'm taking your whiteboard. Right, so let me export the paper. All right, so it says the second one. Right, here comes the second one. Which of the following is not potential benefit of a computer network which is connected to the internet? So backing up files to a file server in another network connected to the internet, which is a potential benefit, because we can backing up our data to somewhere else, right? Reduce risk of viruses and malware. No, that is not a potential benefit, because opening up to the internet means we are putting our network in a risk, at a risk of these viruses and malwares, right? So now it is not reducing, actually it's increasing the risk of viruses and malware. So the answer is going to be the second one. And sharing resources in the network, yes, that is a benefit, and use of web, that is a benefit as well. So the third one, consider a logic circuit with 3 inputs, PQR, and 1 output of F. The following is observed this circuit. Yeah. Now, we are asked to like choose the correct one, right? Which act as they said. So in the first one, they said, if any single input is 1, then output F is 0, irrespective of what the remaining inputs are. So let's walk through that. So I'm going to take, I'm going to maximize this a little bit further. So I'm considering it says consider if any single input is 1. So I'm taking 1 for P and 0 for Q and 0 for R. So this is an AND gate. So you are going to receive a 0. And it says if any single input is 1, then output is F is 0, irrespective of what the remaining inputs are. So yeah, it seems this is correct. But I'm going to take another combination where my P is going to be 1 always. That is the variable that I'm going to
contact with, and others are remaining same days, so like others are remaining like rest of the remaining variables can be anything as they say, so like I'm going to take all ones over here. So when you have all ones, your output is going to be 1, right? For this particular inputs, this is the output. Then it violates this particular point. So 1 is not qualified as an answer. So I'm doing the same to the second diagram, right? So I'm having 1 for P and 0 for other two. So this will receive 0, and since it is an AND gate, and since it is going through a NOT gate, it's going to receive 1. And it is straight away violating the first condition. So third one will not be, cannot be act as a act as they say. And in here, P is 1, these two are 0. So you are going to receive 1. And again, it violates this particular receiving 0 point. So this is wrong. So obviously, it's going to be the fourth one. Right? අපිට දෙවෙනි එක කියවන්නවත් නැතුව හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් මොකක්ද කියන එක. So ඔතන බලන්න තිබුණේ එකම point එක, like whether you are receiving it like by changing the others. ඒ changing others කියන point එකට ආවම just try to change your variables into all zeros and all ones. එතකොට ඒක දෙපැත්තම okay වෙන situation එකක්. Right? So your answer is going to be the fourth one. තේරුණාද මේක ගත්ත විදිහ people? Right? Okay, how about others? Okay, just let me know if you need me to explain it again, right? All right, and let's quickly go through the 5th, 8, and 9. Then we'll wind up the session. So the 5th one, which of the following octal number is equivalent to the decimal 79? Oh, it's a simple one. So they're asking the octal number equivalent to the decimal 79. So 79 decimal is going to convert into the octal. So you divide it by 8. So there will be 9 and 72 and 7 is remaining. So 9 is not less than 8. So we are going to divide it again. So it is 1 remaining 1. So your answer is going to be 117. In octal, that's going to be the first one. Right? And the 8th one. Right? So moving forward, the 8th one. Yeah. So in this case, now we know by experience, we have to go through all the workings. So what we are going to do is we are quickly go through the things. So it is given us these particular numbers and they are asking us to like have it. All right. Okay. Dunelli, hold on. Are you referring to the question number 5, Dual? Let me see the question number 5 in here. It's 1, Dual. It's 1. It's 1. Right. Okay, so if you look at this, like when it comes to the decimal value, it's a huge one, 46,687. That's comparatively bigger, right? So let's compare. Like I'm going to convert the binary number quickly into the decimal number. So this is, we are getting place value of these things, right? So as you know, it's going to be 2 to the power zeros, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, likewise 2, 3, 2, 4, 2 to the power 5, 6, and 2 to the power 7. So converting them like 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128. So only for the binary value, we can just adapt the things which has a symbol value 1 at the top of the place value. So that means you can adapt 128 and these things, because they are the only places where it holds 1 at the top of it as the symbol value, like this, right? So like this means 128 plus 15, 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15. So 128 plus 15, you're going to have 100 and how many? 43. Yes, 143. Right? So this equals 143 in decimal. So definitely it's going to be before the now they are asking the ascending order, so it's going to be before the 46,687. So in the first answer we can go, second answer still we can go, not the fourth one is incorrect because it is having after the 46,000 thing, so still we are having that. And we are going to the octal value 170 in octal, so we are converting it to the decimal, a to the power 0, a to the power 1, and a to the power 2. And why we are converting these things into decimals? It is the simplest way to compare, right? So this is 1, this is 8, and this is 64. So in this case, you have to multiply the corresponding place value with the symbol value, right? So that gives you 64 into 1 plus 8 into 7 plus 1 into 0. So that means 64 plus 56 plus 0. So 64 plus 56 means 120, right? So which means 1708 should come before the binary value, because binary value says 143. So in that case, we can go with 1 still, we can go with 3 still, right? But the second one is disqualified, right? So we have to see what 2F16 stands for. So 2F16 is having place value of 16 to the power 0 and 16 to the power 1. Yes, so this is 16 and this is 1. Wait, that is coming, huh? So how we are going to calculate this? 16 into 2 plus 1 into 15, because F means 15. Right, so it's 32 plus 15, which gives you 47. So 47 is going to be the smallest one. So that means it's going to be at the front. So the correct one is going to be the third one. Right. Then moving forward, the ninth one, they are asking very tricky question. They are given you a pen drive with 4 GB and you are given with 3 separate files, which is 300 MB, 740 MB, and 3 GB. So they are asking you to fill out the pen drive to have minimum wastage or the minimum unused capacity. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ලොකුම ෆයිල් දෙක තමයි මේක ඇතුළට දාන්නේ. So what is the biggest out of these three? Is the 3 GB one, the C.MP4. Right? This is for you. And 740 MB. I'll tell you, baby. Right? So 740 MB plus 300 MB. What's your name? I missed to hit you. Run and see why it is. So 740 MB plus 300 MB. So once you have 3 GB here, so let's say you have got 3 GB here, so you are left with 1 GB. Can this 1 GB accommodate both 300 and 740? Which is not a possible thing, because 300 and 740 will give you how many? 1040 MBs. But 1 GB is equals to 1024 MBs. Right? So you are left with another 16 MB. You are short of another 16 MB. Right? You can't do that. So in that case, to have minimum unused space, we have to choose what? 3 GB anyway is going in, and 740 MB we have to choose. So that is how we are having the minimum unused space. Because when you use 740, there will be an unused space which is very near to 300 MB. Right? If you take it, actually it's going to be 284. Right? So that is the least unused space that you can take. 300 pavichi karo, your unused space will be something very near to 740. Actually, it's going to be 724 MBs, right? So in that case, you have to say it's the C file and the B file that you are going to store. So the correct answer is going to be the second one. Right. So people, is it okay up to this point? Is it clear? Right, great. So I'm going to end the session from this point for today. So we are going to continue the paper by next week. And once we're done with the first paper, I'm going to go to the lesson. Right? Okay, thank you very much then, everyone. Thank you, Himandi. And thank you for everyone. I wish you Happy New Year. And I hope you had a good Christmas. So I'll meet you on 2021, right? So have a happy 2021, people. And we'll meet for the very same time in 2021 as well, right? So, okay, have a nice weekend, people. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.